Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. Ignore this background. I know it's a mess. I'm in my office and I'm hoping to hear back about my new office today, so this is all a mess right now until I have my new office space. I decided it would be fun to do kind of like an end of the year Q&A, but to change it up a little bit, I'm going to be making kind of like a 2022 vision board for myself while I answer these questions. So the reason I'm starting the video here is because I need to go onto my computer, go on Pinterest, and basically just save and print out a bunch of pictures that I feel like fit my 2022 vision. So this is probably going to take me a while. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go on Pinterest, make a private board called 2022. I'm first probably going to go through all of the stuff that I've already pinned and kind of add stuff into that board. And then I'm going to go through the rest of Pinterest, and then I'm going to print everything out, cut everything out, and then I'm gonna go chill in my bed and make the vision board while answering these questions. So just to save you a bunch of time, I'm gonna do a quick little time lapse of me finding all the photos that I need and all the whatever I want to add on there, and then we're basically just gonna get started. So why do I have fluffs on me everywhere? I think it's my bedding. I have this like linen type of bedding, and for some reason so much fluff comes off. It's crazy. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go get started and enjoy. I am in my bedroom. I printed out all the photos. I hope it's enough. I honestly don't know. If it's not, then I might end up going back and finding some more. The thing is, I don't want to create a vision board that's too many expectations on myself. I want it to be very lighthearted, just photos that I either think are pretty or kind of have to do with the things that I want to do more of next year, like traveling. But this video isn't necessarily about the vision board. I really want it to be about the questions, but hopefully it gives you some inspo to also make your own vision board. And yeah, I'll film this with my phone real quick. I have a couple A4s with pictures. I have some clear pens, and this is just a canvas. It's 70 by 100 centimeters. Just a basic canvas because I felt like that would just be like a nice clean background. I don't know if it's gonna work out. I've never done this, so it's literally still wrapped in plastic. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off and get into the questions. And yeah, I just want this to kind of inspire you guys, and maybe as you're making your own vision board, either physically or online, digitally, this can be a fun video to watch. These are in no particular order. I basically just went through all the questions I got and wrote them down. So some might be kind of similar. They're all just kind of gonna be random. But I just went from the bottom and scrolled up. So the first question is something you felt you really needed this year. I think the one thing I really needed this year was kind of the love of like my family and like my close friends. I've lost people this year. Not necessarily in a negative way. Like, it's not like I'm sad that I lost these people, but I feel like I really needed to realize who actually wants to be in my life and wants to support me, wants to give me the same love back that I give them, and kind of setting those boundaries with people and not letting people like walk over me and stuff like that. I feel like that's what I really needed this year, and I needed to experience people doing that to me in order for me to let them go and realize my worth, I think, because it happened more than once, and it was both in like a friendship way as well as romantic. So I think it was good for me to experience that, to realize the kind of people that I do and that I don't want in my life, because I feel like I'm the type of person, when I become like friends with someone or I start talking to someone, I immediately kind of expect their, especially with friendships, I guess romantically I don't, but when it comes to friendships, I automatically kind of expect them to have just like, I don't know, to really want the best for me and not have any ill intentions. I feel like I'm too trusting sometimes when it comes to that. So I guess that. Would you change anything from 2021? Ooh, would I change anything? I don't know if I would change anything because I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I don't really like thinking about what would happen if something didn't, you know, didn't happen, like what life would be like if that didn't happen. So I don't really think I would change anything. I personally just feel like everything happens for a reason, and I don't think it would be good to try and change something. Rate 2021 from 1 to 10. Ooh, fuck. I would say it was a solid 7. Like the first half of the year was like a 5 or 4, and then the second year was like a 7. I think I can't really say I had a bad year, because even though bad things happened, I also had a lot of great things happen. So I feel like I'm cutting these so crooked, but whatever. Biggest achievement of this year. I think getting my own apartment was one of my biggest achievements. I hit 500K on YouTube this year. I know I still haven't done a giveaway, you guys. I was thinking about what I was gonna do. Obviously, I was so busy with moving and my surgery and getting a puppy, so I haven't really gotten around to planning it. But I promise next year I do want to do like a big giveaway. I'm way past 500K now, so it's gonna be not even gonna be a 500K giveaway. I promise I'm still gonna do one. I just want to make sure that when I do it, it's like perfect. I want it to be really like fun for you guys to enter and not just give away something random. So yeah, that was a big achievement, hitting 500K. That was huge for me. Like 500,000. Like what the fuck? How does that even? How are there over 500,000 people that subscribe to me? Like that's so unreal to me. I don't know. I feel like this year, I'm sure I've achieved a bunch of things. I guess maybe working with snipes and stuff like that. I've achieved a lot of things, but I do set really high expectations for myself. So I wouldn't say this was like my best year achievement wise for me personally. I feel like next year is going to be more of that. I did like have some achievements financially and business wise, which I'm not really going to go into detail about, but you kind of get the point. Like I kind of reached my goal with some stuff financially and business and all of that. I mean, I did have a business change recently, which was huge, but I really like talking about that on my channel because I feel like it's just anything that has to do with like talking about money. Like it just kind of makes me uncomfortable sometimes because I don't want people to think I'm like bragging or whatever, but I can say I'm financially stable, I'm very comfortable, and that just makes me feel really happy because I don't come from money. I didn't grow up with money, so I guess being able to say that now and financially being able to support my mom, that was a big achievement for me this year. And hopefully next year I can get her an apartment. That'll be my next achievement. Any tips on how to set goals for 2022? So for the past, I don't know how many years, I would always set like specific goals for myself. And even though that can be really nice because you are kind of, it's a way to hold yourself accountable. And I'm sure it works for some people, right? But I have decided that I'm not going to be doing that. At least this year, I kind of stopped doing it because I was setting such high expectations for myself. And I just feel like when the end of the year hits and you realize you haven't really reached all your goals, I feel like it can be very demotivating. It can make you feel kind of shitty, which I think is so unnecessary because I don't think you have to necessarily do something in a specific year, or you can set the goal in your head, but I feel like writing it down makes it so solid, and like it's just more of a disappointment if you don't end up reaching that goal. But you know, maybe you'll reach the goal the year after. Like I don't know. I'm sure there are some people that can give you some good tips on that. I personally would just say like set the goals in your head, but don't make them too solid because I feel like it puts a lot of pressure on people, and especially in the time we're living in right now, I don't think that's necessary. Like I feel like it's just unnecessary added pressure. So doing something like a vision board I think is fun because you can visualize some of your goals without actually writing down like specifically like, oh, I want to do exactly this, or I want to start working out 5 times a week. Like you can just add some photos that make you think of your goal without having like a specific goal, if that makes sense, because I just feel like it's unhealthy Like, I used to be so like goal setting and working hard, reaching your goals, this and that, but it can be so draining. Like, I just don't think it's necessary. So my way of goal setting for this year is just creating a vision board and leaving it kind of open so that as the year goes by, I can fill in those goals myself. Like, for instance, I have a lot of travel pictures, so I want to travel more next year. Like, I really want to do that. But I'm not going to write down, oh, I want to travel to 10 different countries. But I just think it's unnecessary. Like, maybe once I start booking my trips, I can be like, oh, well, I'm going to go on 5 trips this year, and that's like a great thing or something like that. I don't know. What's your most beautiful memory of this year? Oh my God, okay. I think going on vacation with my brother was a beautiful memory. Yesterday I actually was looking back at photos and videos because I really want to go on vacation again, and I just kind of missed it. That was a great memory. Getting Blue is obviously a huge thing because he's going to be with me for many years, you know. However old he's going to get, he's going to go through my 20s with me, which is like, I think about it now, which is kind of crazy because obviously when you get a puppy, it's like, oh, you get a puppy and you have him. But thinking about the fact that he's going to go through my 20s with me, it's just like a very beautiful thing to me, and I'm really excited. It's kind of the thought of like always having a best friend with you. That's like, dogs are just so loyal and they love you unconditionally, which is something that I don't think a human could ever do. The way that dogs do it. Another beautiful memory, I think, was just kind of like any moments that I spent with my family when we were all together and we were just having a lot of fun. Like, I feel like those are always very important to me. And starting the podcast with Luca was a great memory. That's definitely like a big thing from this year. Maybe that's also an achievement. I forgot to say, starting the podcast. But again, I feel like next year the podcast is going to be better. We're going to, you know, next year is like the year of like actually like achieving the big things, in my opinion. But the podcast, that's a beautiful memory. I feel like my friendship with Luca has gotten even closer this past year, which is just amazing. You know, like, he's really my soulmate, so spending time with him always is a beautiful memory to me. What's one thing you want to let go of and one thing you're looking forward to next year? This year, I want to let go of trying to constantly be perfect and being too hard on myself, because it's very hard when you're a workaholic, but you also struggle with your mental health, because sometimes I'll work myself to a point where I'm just so mentally drained and I can't do it anymore, and then I'm like, well, I need to just not do anything anymore. Don't want to do this anymore. And I feel like it's because I'm too hard on myself. So I want to let that go, and I want to find the fun in my work and in the things that I'm doing again without putting too much pressure on myself, I guess. One thing I'm looking forward to, doing the opposite next year. There's a lot of things I'm looking forward to for next year, but mostly just, I guess, continuing to work on me, continuing to grow, continuing to find myself, because I feel like every year I'm a step closer to, you know, finding out more about myself and how to deal with certain things, getting past traumas, like really healing mentally and physically, stuff like that. I think I'm just looking forward to continuing to work on that. Again, I'm not going to set a specific goal for myself, so I'm not going to be like, oh, next year I will not have any anxiety anymore and I will have a healthy relationship with food. I'm just going to tell myself I'm going to work on it next year, and we'll see how far I get, because everything is a process and you can't rush it, right? What's your favorite video you posted this year? I saw this one and I haven't even thought about an answer because I actually don't fucking know. My favorite video, I would say maybe my Santorini vlog, just because I love the memories. Like, usually the travel vlogs are like my favorites because I never really watch my videos back after I post them. Like, I watch them to make sure they're all good, and then I usually don't go back to watch. But I feel like with travel vlogs, I love watching them back every now and then to see like what it was like again and re-experience the whole thing. Maybe like my girl talks. I feel like my girl talks were definitely great this year. I think my last one was the best, but I think the girl talks have been really fun this year because you can also kind of see me grow in them, and my answers changing. Also, it's not necessarily my favorite video ever, but my That Girl morning routine did inspire a lot of people, which always makes me really happy, because that's obviously one of the reasons why I do continue to make videos. So it's not my favorite video, but I do really love the response to it. I mean, it got so many views, it completely blew up. I think people still watch it now, and it was from like the summertime, I think. What were your most worn clothing items this year? Definitely sweatpants, and like tank tops, low-waisted like baggy jeans, and anything like low-waisted I really started to enjoy this year, especially during the summer. I mean, I'm in sweats like all the time. And my Balenciaga track 2s in white, I've worn those so many times. There's a hole in the back of them on the inside of the shoe. Happiest and saddest month. I put this one in because I think it'll be interesting for you guys, and from your point of view, to see how I felt in a certain month, because like sometimes it looked like I was super happy or I was doing really great, but then I actually wasn't. So I would say my saddest month was March and September were my worst months. March was hard for me mentally. Like, I was ending this thing with someone. I was feeling very lost with myself, and I was just really sad. And then September, I was just super stressed out, and I was smoking weed like every day. It was a lot. And then I got the apartment, and that like made me feel better. It was just like the living situation I was in that was making me very miserable. So, and then my happiest months were October, because I moved and I got my boobs done that month. So it was like a really very refreshing thing for me, doing something I've wanted for a long time. And also the move was just, it was a lot, but it made me feel really happy. And then also November, because I got blue. And then July, because, well, July mostly from the week that I traveled, not necessarily the whole month. Like, I was still kind of feeling miserable that month. Yeah. Probably that. How has your personality developed through the year? So much. I think if you watch back my videos from January up until now, you would see a huge change. I think my energy has gotten a lot lighter and a lot more relaxed. I feel like I found a lot more peace within myself. I did kind of discover spirituality a bit more this year, which has helped me find that peacefulness. I think I've matured a lot. It was just such a year of growth for me when it comes to my personality. I feel like I've just become a better person. Do you see yourself in a relationship next year? Yeah, I mean, I'm putting it on my vision board. I feel like I'm not actively searching, but I do feel like it's something I'm manifesting. I'm just manifesting the love that I think I deserve and that I'm ready for. I'm open to it, and I do think, it will be nice, but like obviously you can't really plan that out. I can't look into the future and say I'm gonna have a partner next year, but I do think I will be in a relationship next year. Also, I wrote a little quick note to myself, a message to myself, and I put one sentence. I'm not gonna show you guys what it is, but I thought that would be fun to look at for next year. Actually, I can't tell you what it is because it's not that crazy. I basically just wrote a message to myself. I hope you find the peace you're looking for. So kind of, I guess, for next year, I'm hoping to find the peace that I'm looking for. I do think I will with time. But I thought it'd be cute to write a little message to myself. You can also write yourself like a letter to look at for next year if you want, and add it to your vision board. Or just put it in an envelope and read it like at the end of next year. Like set an alarm or something, or put a reminder to read that next year. I think that could be something fun. I'm just not good at writing. Like, I'm not really good at putting my feelings on paper. So what are things you are grateful for? This year I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my family and friends' health. Obviously in this time with COVID and stuff, I'm glad that all my friends and family are healthy and safe. And I'm grateful that I have, that I can take care of myself financially and everything else around it, that I have my own place, I have a roof over my head, I don't struggle financially, Why am I getting kind of emotional? What the fuck? Oh no, what are we doing? I'm grateful that I have, you know, loving people around me who always support me in everything I do. And that I have a super crazy boy that I got, a little puppy boy that I love so much, and that I get to be his mommy. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for you guys for giving me a platform to do what I love and to share my life with you, and to that I can always I'm always very honest. I try to always be open, and you guys always really appreciate that. So I'm grateful for you guys giving me that that space to talk about things that may be a bit controversial or that other people might not want to talk about. I'm very grateful for my life, even though obviously we always want to change things and improve things. We're always working on that. I also think it's important to sometimes look at the bigger picture, and even though sometimes I can complain to myself and like be like, oh, I hate my life, I hate this, I hate that, at the end of the day, like, I'm super grateful for everything that I have. And I never thought I would even be here. Like, when I was younger, like, I never expected to even be able to do all of this. You know, I thought I was just gonna kind of continue the life that I grew up in. So it's amazing that I can make that difference and give my kids a better future. So this might be a bit controversial. I'm not going to go too deep into it because I don't really want this video to be about this, and I want to kind of keep it a bit lighthearted. But someone asked me, what do you think of the whole COVID situation and the new way of living? So I mostly just wanted to touch on the new way of living thing, because life's crazy right now for everyone. Like, the past 2 years have been a lot. You know, we've all been going through it. Everyone is obviously experiencing different things. You know, there's people that may have it harder than others because of them losing their job or losing someone, or, you know, I feel like everyone's really been struggling. And I think what's just really important is to try to not judge each other. Like, I feel like the whole thing has created such a, like, it's kind of divided everyone. I feel like everyone's just going against each other, and I try to kind of stay out of it, especially on social media. I don't really talk about it because I don't feel like discussing it with people. I do think as time goes by, it will kind of change again. And I feel like we're slowly just going to adapt to this way of living and adapt to COVID. I personally don't think COVID's ever going to go away. Like, I don't know if there's people that actually believe it is. I don't think it is, though. I feel like as the years go by, we're going to slowly adapt to living with COVID. And then I think our way of living is going to change again. Probably. That's what I think. Yeah, that's all I really want to share about the COVID situation, because everything's already so much about COVID. I don't want to talk more about it. I don't have enough pictures, I don't think. I should have printed them bigger, maybe. You want to get a car next year? How did your theory test go? So my theory test, I did not pass. But yes, I do want to get a car next year. As I'm talking about it, I'm looking at the pictures of car stuff. I do want to get a car next year. I did not pass my theory exam, which was annoying. I have a new one in February, so hoping I pass it. I don't know. At this point, I'm just taking it day by day. If I do pass it, I'm gonna right away take lessons next year, and then hopefully if I get my license, I can buy a car. I want to buy a car, you guys. I want to get like an SUV type car. So that's also, well, I didn't put an SUV in here. I put a picture of Kylie Jenner in a car. I was trying to find a good picture of like a woman in a car, but I couldn't really find it. And then I saw this and I was like, it's not really the car I want, but it does look kind of hot. And then I found this picture of a hand on a steering wheel. Do you have any fears going into 2022? I mean, yeah, I think my biggest fears that I have is just because I'm taking on new projects. That's kind of scary because you don't really know how it's gonna go, how they're gonna develop, and like, I don't know, like, I feel like that's definitely kind of scary. It's not like I'm super fearful to go into the new year. I feel like at this point it can't really get worse. We've had such awful things happen that hopefully it can only go up from here, right? I'm hoping. If you could go back to January of 2021, what would you say to yourself? Wow. I would say to myself, let that man go. Also, you're not pregnant. Also, you deserve better. Also, don't talk to broke boys anymore. Just go with the flow. It'll work out. Prepare yourself for a lot of changes this year. I just noticed I don't have enough for my vision board, but like I also don't want to force myself to find more photos. Maybe I can actually just keep this and add to it. Is that an idea? Wanting to give myself the opportunity to, I guess, add on to it as the year goes by, maybe? How do you prepare for the yearly reset and getting back into the mindset to tackle another year? I always like doing like a declutter. I think that's always a great way to start, like decluttering your electronics, your bedroom or your house or whatever your living situation is. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I used to really do more, but this year I'm honestly just kind of not thinking about it too much because it's just another year. Like I feel like we always make it such a big deal, but let's be honest, the years go by so fast. Like before you know it, it's 2023. Like what are we even talking about? So it's nice to declutter and kind of prep yourself, but I also feel like you shouldn't like worry about it too much. Like just do whatever makes you feel kind of at peace in your head. Like whether that's setting huge goals or if it's just decluttering and then, you know, making a vision board, or if it's not doing any of that, which is also fine. Do you like where you're living now? Any plans to potentially move again next year or the near future? I'm not planning on moving anytime soon because moving has been so hectic for me. It also just costs a lot of money. Like I don't think it's necessary to do that again. I think maybe the year after I'm gonna like look into moving again, maybe into buying. I just don't see myself moving anytime soon, especially if I have my office soon as well. It'll be kind of like a breath of fresh air, but I absolutely love where I live right now. I love the area. I feel very safe. I feel so at home here anyways, like in the city. It's like my favorite place ever. So yeah, I don't really feel the need to move anytime soon, luckily, because if I did, that would have been an issue. I'm thirsty. Maybe a goal for next year would be for Fanta to sponsor me, because bitch, I drink their shit in every video. I would love a Fanta sponsorship. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I would love to. I will film my vision board with my phone to show you. I don't want to move my camera. Oh, like I said, she's not fully finished, but I do like the pictures I chose, and I'm gonna try to make it a goal to work on this during, well, not during, maybe like as the year goes by. Hopefully I can add things onto here, some new goals that I might have, but as of right now, this is it, and I don't really feel like adding more because I don't want to force myself to think of more things or goals. I think she looks cute. I think I like her. Let me take some photos for the thumbnail. I don't really feel like explaining what all the photos mean because I truly think that I just want to kind of fill it in for myself. Like I don't want to have to explain all of these things to you guys. I want to keep that to myself, so we'll just leave it at that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to wish you all a happy new year. Stay safe, stay healthy. Hope next year will be better for everyone. I hope everyone can go into the new year with positive thoughts and good energy. And yeah, thank you for watching. Oh, sorry. I just ruined the moment. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video next year.